industry. We will look at compliance for ISO26262 standard, which is functional safety, and also for ISO21434, which is cybersecurity. We will also touch some points about general compliance, such as requirements management, test management, traceability, reviews, and audit. And quite often we have questions, if we get Polarion, do we get ASPICE compliance? And the answer will be ASPICE is a process. And in this process, there are many different tools and processes involved, not only Polarion, not only requirements management, but definitely if you start to use Polarion, and especially these templates, you will be many steps closer to ASPICE compliance, because ASPICE covers audit ready data, and this is what we will see today, how to get data structured in a good way. So here's the agenda. Introduction will be about our company. Then we will look at Polarion for automotive industry, and then we will look at ISO 26262 template in Polarion for functional safety. There will be demonstration. Then we will look at ISO 21434 template, cybersecurity, also with demonstration. We will look at the difference between Polarion X and Polarion ALM SaaS solution. And then we will talk about other things which you need to be compliant, integrations with other systems, and then there will be conclusion and questions and answers. So, a couple of words about our company. We are Garantis IT Solutions. We've been on the market working with Polarion before it was acquired by Siemens. So we know many different technologies, and we worked in different industries. You can see on the right side, we worked in aerospace, automotive, medical, semiconductor. And from our experience in automotive industry, we took common items in different project templates, and we created a project template for ISO 26262 and also for cybersecurity. And we will see also what is available in Polarion X, which is on the price book of Siemens. We have completed many successful projects. We have many satisfied customers, and we are working globally. So we have customers in United States, United Kingdom, across Europe, Switzerland, and even in Korea. So how can we help you if you use Polarion? And also, what do you need to know if you start to use Polarion? So first of all, you start with a server. And for the server, you can get a full set of services, setting up, hosting, connecting to other applications. Then you might need Polarion ALM consulting. This is to help you to understand what kind of projects you want to have and also how to organize the projects. Polarion training is really important. It's always good to have at least basic training about Polarion, but there are many other ways to learn Polarion from the internet, from YouTube, and also to have advanced trainings about your specific project template. Benefits of safety management. Of course, you want to have safe and secure product, and it is very important in automotive industry, and it's very important in electric cars, because there are many companies who never did automotive products before. They are coming out on the market and they want to have a compliant product, and they need to start it from zero. And also there are many companies who develop some parts or products for automotive industry, and they also need to be compliant to be a good supplier. You want to have a high quality product, and of course recalls are very expensive, so it's better to start in the beginning and to design safe and secure product for automotive industry. So if you use the technology in a good way, you will lower the risk of recalls. Now, the challenges in the modern automotive industry is that there are high complexity. You have a lot of software, many embedded systems. There are system of systems concept. You need a lot of professionals to manage the project and to bring their ideas. And it would be nice to put everything in one single database, to use a single tool for requirements management, change management, risk analysis, functional safety, and cybersecurity. And this is exactly what we offer on a platform of Polarion ALM, which is very mature application lifecycle management tool. We help you to use functional safety project and also cybersecurity project. And you can also go many steps further. You can do variant management. You can do change management, advanced review. So you will be really ready for audit, and all the data will be stored in one place. So Polarion for automotive, we have ASPICE as a big aim, what we want to achieve. Then we have ISO26262 and also 21434. So let's look at functional safety template. We will look now at data model and also different features which the template provides. There will be FMEA, HARA, functional safety case, safety validation, ASIL decomposition, and also traceability and documentation. Many of you know these terms, so I hope they are familiar to you. And we will see how these terms come together in the template and how they are implemented in Polarion. So here is the history and versions of ISO 26262 template which exist for Polarion. So in 2014, Siemens provided the first template. It is still available on extension portal. It's number 158. But it is out of date, and there are new versions of Polarion came out with the new APIs and the different ways how to use system in a better way. So in 2020, our company started to work on the new template, ISO 26262, and it is available in Polarion. Well, information about the template is available on extension portal. It is extension 355. And now, today, we have um, a template available for Polarion X. This was developed in collaboration between Garantis and Siemens. And we also have a Pro version of the same template, which is available for Polarion ALM SaaS or on-premise solution. This is a data model, how we organize information, and this information is later used to describe your analysis and also requirements and safety goals. We can see that we usually start from item system definition. This is done inside LiveDoc, and then you connect different items to this main component, to main work item. So you connect component, functionality, failure mode, and then you go into safety goal definition, and then you continue with technical safety requirement and test cases. So this is the main item to understand, and we will see how it is used later in our analysis and use of template. This is the same data model. You can see there are many small fields. Well, you don't need to try to understand what is written here. It is the same items, but there are many different fields and different relationships, types of links, which are defined in the template. In the template, answered some questions, or we provided functionality to answer these questions based on the standard ISO26262. There is a part 3 standard concept phase, and you can see some stars in the corners of the boxes. So the star shows how good this part of functionality is implemented in the template. We can see that part 3, 4, and 6, and 5, they all implemented to a certain extent in Polarion. But for part 5, because it is hardware development, we cannot develop hardware inside Polarion. We can describe hardware design, we can describe safety requirements, safety evaluation, and integration and testing also can be done inside Polarion on a level of descriptions. The best, of course, I implemented concept phase, where we do HARA analysis, item definition, functional safety case, and part 4, where we do product development. Because Polarion originally is a tool to develop products. It is used to develop software products, mechatronics products, semiconductor products. Of course, we use mainly requirements management, change management, review, and other functions. We cannot do 3D design. For this, we have Teamcenter. But in all of these phases, Polarion is really a good friend for you. So if we go next step, in Pro version of the template, we have all the same functionality, but also there are safety plan, requirement management in much improved way and version. There are impact analysis, documentation management in an advanced version, and also quality assurance test management plugins available. So this picture also shows a little bit about how data is arranged and also how do you work with a template. So on the left side, we see a live document. It looks like a Word document where you put your information as work items. You can have text, you can have pictures, diagrams. This document has workflow, and also work items inside the document also have workflow. When we build the data and link data together, then we can look at the diagram which is on the right side. This is so-called impact tree analysis. This tree shows relationship between different types of items. It also shows you what will be the impact if you make a change in one of these items. These trees are very important for traceability and coverage analysis, and they are also used to show different tables, which we will see in a demonstration in a moment. Then we have two other pages. One of them is a graph, pie diagrams in the background. It shows coverage by test cases. And also below we have a table, special table, which can be used for HARA analysis or FMEA or some other analysis based on relationship between the work items. So now we will switch to demonstration, and I will wait until the video is finished. You shall hear some sound.
Welcome to the Garantis IT Solutions ISO26262 template demonstration. Every stage of the development of an automotive product, from specification to design, implementation, integration, verification, validation, and production release, includes functional safety features as a core component. The Functional Safety Standard IEC61508 for automotive electric and electronic systems is the basis for the ISO26262 specification. Functional safety for automotive equipment is defined in ISO26262 as being applicable over the course of the entire life cycle of all automotive electronic and electrical safety-related systems. Begin with the home page itself. You can see various manuals, documents templates, safety-related reports, and reports pertaining to testing here. It is best to look at the user guide in order to comprehend how to use the template properly. Here, we can see the project's data model, including all the connections between its various components and a glossary of terms. How to create a document from a template comes next, and it's a crucial section. We are able to make our own document for a system right away by clicking the link. To structure the project, choose Item Definition Template, enter a name, and modify the folder. We must first create a number of work items before we can begin working with reports. Subsystem, component, functionality, and failure mode, to name a few. To see explanations of how FMEA functions, refer back to the user guide. Here, we can see how to change the values of the elements and learn about the risk-related criteria. A link to the user guide and instructions on how to precisely explain FMEA's operation can be found in the FMEA report itself. Let's open How to page. Here we have an explanation of what elements need to be created and how to link. Although we have already created these elements and linked them in the document. To link the risk, let's return to FMEA and select Failure Mode. Click plus button, enter some title and save new work item. We can now go back to FMEA and update the page. When we click on the element with the blue backlight, after hovering over it until it appears, a sidebar appears where we can enter values, save them, and they will automatically appear in the table without reloading the page. Also, let's add failure mode effect to our table. Now let's talk about HARA. Your initial document is taken in order to use HARA, but hazard is linked to failure mode rather than risk. Additionally, a hazard event is connected to a hazard, and our ASIL level will be taken into account. Let's create a work item hazard and an event that could be hazardous to that item. Also click plus button and put some title. Let's return to HARA. To view the fields we can fill out, click the hazardous event. To calculate ASIL, we can select severity, controllability, and exposure. We must update the status of our hazardous event before we can calculate the ASIL level. Simply complete the necessary fields to proceed. We must determine whether we require a safety goal after calculating the ASIL. We must establish a safety goal that will calculate the ASIL value based on all the elements linked to it. It will have the highest value. Moving on to the next report, functional safety concept. All of our safety goals are listed here along with their corresponding ASIL levels. It is necessary to develop and decompose functional safety requirements and test cases. Our report follows a unique logical structure. The FSC ASIL decomposition will be highlighted in purple if it is higher than the minimum ASIL level. If less, a warning that you have not fully decomposed functional safety requirements will appear. Additionally, we can see test cases for every requirement here. They receive their results from the test run page. All of our requirements and their test cases are statistically represented if we click the helpful link. On the subsequent level, we can already see the test cases for the technical safety requirements. Making technical safety requirements and a test case follows the same logic. We will also add an allocation component for functional and technical safety requirements. Statistics on both the functional and technical levels are available in useful links. The final report shows the entire tree from the hazard level to the hardware or software level. We must develop the necessary hardware or software requirements and test cases in order to accomplish this. There are already a ton more helpful links available. However, we can look at the most recent link, because the first 4 will be statistics that we have already seen. The safety validation work item, to which the test cases are connected, is described here. Let's return to the safety goal and create a safety validation work item, to which we will link all the test cases in order to accomplish this. When we return to the safety validation report, we can already see them there, and by clicking the helpful link, we can also see the statistic. Let's also talk about test runs. We can see how it appears in Polarion, since we briefly discussed the information regarding test runs. The number of work items that have been passed, failed, and blocked is displayed when the test runs button is pressed. Selecting all of our test cases will allow us to start a new test run. Let's execute the test run. Any one of the 3 options, pass, fail, or block, can be selected in order to save our outcome. Our tables will display every result. Links to the user guide and how-to instructions are available on every page of our template, so you can always find instructions on how to use our product. In conclusion, I would like to say that this is the basic version of our template, and if you need to change something, or you would like to adapt the template for yourself, we can always help you with this. I sincerely appreciate your time.
Okay, so demonstration is finished. And now we will look in more details at the pages what we have seen. So first of all, FMEA, it's a failure mode and effects analysis. For this analysis, we use component, functionality, failure mode, and risk work items. These work items are arranged in the table. This is intelligent table, which does some calculations. We need to give occurrence, severity, and detection values, and then we calculate RPN number before and after the analysis. And we can see the yellow RPN acceptance criteria near the number 60. And then after we did some changes to the data, we see that now it is accepted, this risk. Then for FME, you need to go through some steps. You define FME team in your project. You define the scope. So you don't do FME for everything. You need to define scope inside your product. Identify failure modes, determine causes and effects, and then assign severity, occurrence, and detection rating. So you can do all of this inside one table. You don't need to go out of this table. When you click on cells, then you have sidebar and you can change the values. Then the system will calculate risk priority number, RPN, and after that you identify and implement preventive actions. And actions, they are visible here in recommended actions column. And then you need to review and update your table from time to time, because FMEA is not static. If you change your product, you change your requirements, then FMEA needs to be updated as well. Then the next table is HARA. We can see again a special table with different types of work items. And these work items are arranged in a way that we see component, functionality, malfunction, hazard. Then we have special numbers, severity, exposure, and controllability in the middle of the table. These numbers um, help to calculate ASIL. And ASIL is very important in functional safety, because ASIL tells you if there is a important problem or high risk problem, and you need to perform ASIL decomposition to define safety goals, and then to implement safety requirements to minimize ASIL. So we shall not put ISIL D system in production. We try to minimize ISIL, and only then with a lower risk the product goes to the market. This is how ISIL determination is performed. We use a lookup table on the left side where different severity, controllability are defined, and we have ISIL as result. And there are also special logic implemented to perform correctly ISIL decomposition. So there are special rules how you can split big ISIL into smaller ISILs. And these rules are also implemented in our template, and you will have error messages if you perform wrong decomposition. Then we need safety validation. Safety validation is a process. In this process, we have test planning, test specification, test execution, and then we need reporting and evaluation. So planning specification, it is done in a separate document where you define your test cases. But on this table, you can see the overview, and you can also see the results of test cases. So we can see hazard related safety goal, safety validation item, which is used as a central item. All test cases are connected to this safety validation item. So the yellow item in the third column is safety validation, and below we have two linked test cases. Then we have functional safety concept, technical safety concept, hardware, software requirements, and then test cases with the latest test results. So all of these items are linked. There is traceability behind it, and you see the data in a table which you can export as PDF, and you can save it forever or give it to your supplier or to someone else. So for safety validation, we use these work items: hazard, safety goal, safety validation, functional safety concept, technical safety requirement, hardware, software safety requirement, and also hardware, software safety test case. And we have nice reports to show coverage and traceability between test cases, requirements, and test results, and also defects. In this report, we can see first pie diagram shows how many requirements have linked test cases and how many do not have linked test cases in the red color. So we have 50-50%. And then the second pie diagram, it shows different number. This is how many test cases passed and how many failed. In our case, one test case passed and one failed. And we see that there is one defect, and the defect is in status open. There are many different ways how to improve these tables, to expand them, but this is a good example that you can see visibility of everything what is going on in your process. Functional safety concept. This is another table. Below you can see error message, which tells you that something is wrong. In our case, it says that not fully decomposed technical ASIL. And in the table, we see safety goal with ASIL, then safety validation, then we have ASIL decomposition, we have minimum ASIL, which is needs to be according to safety goal ASIL, and then we have test case and test results. Technical safety concept, another table. And now we are coming to cybersecurity because we have only 25 minutes left. So I will try to go quickly through cybersecurity template. We will have same approach, data model, then what is addressed in cybersecurity. We will look at some special tables or reports like HARA, security validation, and there will be general Polarion capabilities such as traceability and documentation. If you have any questions, you can write them in chat and we will answer the questions. So for ISO 21434, for cybersecurity, it's important to have it in your project because modern cars, they have a lot of electronics, they have a lot of software. You send software updates to your car over the air, and you need to make sure that all the systems are secure in terms of cybersecurity. So ISO 21434 is based on risk assessment. We need to do item definition, asset and threat identification. We need to find attack path or define attack path and do analysis. And then we do risk determination. And we also do threat management. So we manage cybersecurity threats, we define mitigations, security controls, and we perform threat and attack path analysis. And we need reporting and dashboards to see the overall status. So we will also have a plan for cybersecurity activities. We need to do continuous monitoring. So again, like I said about FMEA, it's not a static table. So cybersecurity, it's also not static. First of all, your requirements might change, but also your environment can change. So you might have new threats, new technologies which are coming out, for example, artificial intelligence, and it will try to break into your system. As this also needs to be addressed inside your cybersecurity analysis. So how usually templates are done? We take the official documentation standards, then we select some of the chapters what we think we can achieve in Polarion, and then we produce project template. And what we see here, these are the chapters from ISO 21434 cybersecurity. So now we will see this demonstration about the template which is available in Polarion X, and then 5 minutes later we will see demonstration about our advanced template.
Polarion support for cybersecurity according to ISO 21434 comes with a prepackaged template. From the home page, users have direct access to all related items with a comprehensive menu structure. This includes about status, going cybersecurity analyses and quick jumps to our built-in libraries. In a moment, we will take a closer look at cybersecurity threat and risk analysis, the HARA. But first, let's start exploring how Polarion guides users when starting a new cybersecurity analysis. With an interactive checklist, Polarion identifies the predefined templates to be used for the analysis. Those templates help quickly starting the work as well as they provide a checklist covering all aspects for the analysis. At start of the work, the item status report is pretty empty. It is filled with information in the course of the analysis. See an example, where more information is already available. Typically, the cybersecurity analysis starts with the item definition, breaking it down into assets. Then define damage, threat scenarios and attack paths and leading to risks with mitigations. Since such process is mostly done iteratively, Polarion allows jumping between the main activities from one central place. Our interactive reports provide details about analysis data, and at the same time allow adding new or modifying existing information. All this with a single source of truth in the background. Since Polarion also keeps track of relationship between the cybersecurity objects, one is ensured using the assets, damages and their impact levels in the correct context. This is applicable for all TERA activities. When coming to a risk for and threat of an item, Polarion monitors in the background whether or not a mitigation has been defined. Also, it analyzes if a user selects the correct mitigation for a risk treatment. Our damage or threat scenario library help reusing experience. Experts have full control when including objects from past analysis into the library or even add information from external sources. Once a damage or threat scenario is classified as library object, one can reuse it in the daily work.
Okay.
Polarion support for
So now, next step, we will look at the Pro version of cybersecurity. As you can see, the green tick boxes, check boxes. We looked at all possible chapters, and we defined documents and special reports to address these chapters. So we went a couple of steps further to have a better cybersecurity template. So this is our data model. We cannot go through all the details right now, but you can see that there is item definition. When we define item functions and components, then we perform TARA. For TARA, we need asset, threat scenario, attack path, damage scenario. And we also have cybersecurity goals, cybersecurity concept, product development, and cybersecurity validation, which is done according to the V model. So these are some examples of the template. Here we have cybersecurity management system template. It is organized in a way that we have work products and we have questions to be answered. And these questions are arranged as a questionnaire, like a checkboxes. And you need to answer these questions before you go to the next steps. There is a risk assessment methods. This is a TARA, and it is done as a special table, intelligent table. You get highlight of risk items. You get some special calculation of data. And again, this data is represented based on linked work items. We have concept phase. It is based on some document templates. We have product development phases. Again, we have some document templates created for this, and we can work according to the V model. And we have some statistic, which helps you to understand what's going on in your project. So now let's watch the video.
Welcome to the Garantis IT Solutions ISO21434 template demonstration. Security is a key component at every stage of the development of an automotive product, from specification to design, implementation, integration, verification, validation, and production release. The goal of ISO 21434 is to safeguard vehicle and automotive security, much like ISO 26262 and other components of international standards pertaining to the development of the automotive industry. It covers every phase of the vehicle life cycle, starting with design, moving through secure engineering, product development, and ending with decommissioning. Engineering for cybersecurity also applies to software, electronics, and connected cars.
The Automotive Security Standard also provides designers with a detailed roadmap for including safety measures in development procedures throughout the supply chain. The standard's goal is to outline an organizational procedure that will guarantee cybersecurity is designed in from the beginning. This enables designers to counteract online dangers to the car's electrical and electronic systems. We have covered every standard clause in the project we developed. Starting with the first 4 sections, scope, normative references, terms, definitions, and abbreviation, as well as general considerations. Will be helpful. Detailed in a separate document are all theoretical points. The Cybersecurity Management System Template is a special document that covers the 5th clause and includes descriptions of cybersecurity management, cybersecurity culture, information exchange, tool management systems, and much more. Additionally, there is a questionnaire for each section, from 5 to 15, where you can indicate whether or not you have complaints about the work product via checklists. Important document templates like the Cybersecurity Plan Template, the Cybersecurity Case Template, and the Cybersecurity Assessment Template are included in Part 6, Project-Dependent Cybersecurity Management. And of course the questionnaire for this section. The Continual Cybersecurity Activities section follows, and it includes a document template with sections for monitoring, events, vulnerabilities analysis, and continuous improvement. Additionally, there is a questionnaire for this section. You can create a document using a template from each home page. We won't look at the documents for the remaining chapters. Instead, let's discuss the template's fundamental logic and its cybersecurity reports. The item system is the project's key component. An item definition, which stores all the components and operations of the system, is automatically created when an item system work item is created. You can view the risk assessment and all related documents on the item system form. Assets under the item system allow you to view a wealth of helpful data regarding damage and threat scenarios. As we continue down the chain, there is helpful information for each work item on its form. Buttons for the HARA report, CSS, and security validation are also visible here. Let's go to HARA to see everything in the table. The table contains pencils that, when clicked, open a sidebar where you can modify the values of custom fields. The Cybersecurity Concept Report and Cybersecurity Validation Report both use the same logic for their sidebars. By setting up cybersecurity goals and claims, it determines how you will make risk threatment decisions regarding the risk. You can get help with the description from the potential controls, performance, warning, and attack recovery mechanisms. You can view the complete V model and the results of every test case on the Cybersecurity Validation Report. The results are blocked, passed, failed. Cybersecurity goal, top-level requirement, system requirement, and finally software and hardware requirements. Additionally, we have some testing reports for the V model at each level for the development of your product. Item view and item requirements make up the final 2 reports. The entire tree of work items in the impact analysis view is available in the item view report, along with assets, damage and threat scenarios, attack paths, and other information. You can view your entire V model, from the cybersecurity goal to the validation, in the item requirements report. Link to the user guide is available on every page of our template, so you can always find instructions on how to use our product. In conclusion, I would like to say that this is the basic version of our template, and if you need to change something or you would like to adapt the template for yourself, we can always help you with this. I sincerely appreciate your time.
Good. So now we have about 10 minutes left.
Welcome to the
Let's see how far we can go. With these templates and using Polarion ALM, you have much better compliance and traceability. You can reach higher SPICE level, CMMI levels. You can pass audit. Of course, it's not guaranteed. You need to do some other things, but you will be much closer to passing audit. And you can see traceability and coverage and many other helpful informations about the project. So today we looked only at one part or smaller part of what Polarion can do. We can consider that we used requirements management, test and quality assurance, test management, and these are the core functionalities of Polarion, plus 2 templates for functional safety and cybersecurity. However, there are many other functionalities in Polarion, such as version management, build management, resource planning, change management, defect, audit, review. All of these we didn't even cover. So if you get standard functionality of Polarion, you already benefit a lot in your project. There, this is what we looked at, the selected requirements and QA plus 2 templates. Apart from this functionality, what we discussed, you usually inside any project, you need integrations with other systems. Polarion provides many different integrations. Here we can see only some of them. So out of the box, you get connectors. You can do RecIF import export to exchange data with, for example, DORS or other system in RecIF format. You can create OCLC links, for example, with Teamcenter or with Enterprise Architect. You can use Excel, Word round trip, Jenkins connector to build some software or to perform test cases automatically. There is connector for Microsoft Azure DevOps, Atlassian Jira. You can push the and get the data from Jira. GitLab to connect to your source code. Atlassian Bitbucket, it's also for the source code. Microsoft GitHub, also source code, and SVN. SVN is a file system of Polarion itself, so you can go use Polarion SVN, or you can have external SVN repository. Then we have some integrations. In Enterprise Architect, there are at least 2 or 3 integrations available. MATLAB Simulink, you also have more than one integration. You can connect to Mendix to develop some apps. And there are third-party integrations, which you can find on extension portal, or they are provided by the company. For example, VectorCast provides a separate integration. Then this solution, everything what we discussed is suitable for big and small companies. You can be OEM or you can be supplier. It is still applicable for you. And we can see from reality, from real projects, that there are smaller number of big OEMs. They ask for a lot of customization. So we can see on the right side, we need to customize template and to do some big changes for them. But in the middle, we have medium-sized suppliers. They go for pro version of template, and it is good for them enough. And there are smaller companies. There are many of them. They take the basic version of template without any customization. This solution with ISO26262 or cybersecurity template, it's already used by some companies. It is used in consumer vehicles, electric vehicles, commercial vehicles, also industrial machines and Formula One cars. And we, Garantis IT Solutions, worked in 3 industries which are shown on these pictures. Just buying template is not enough. You might need to get training. There are special training for Polarion itself, for ISO26262 template training. We can do workshops for variant management, version control, change management. Then you need to get support for Polarion. You need to configure and to do the upgrades. It's more like a maintenance and support. And we can help you with importing data to import your existing Word document, Excel file, even PDFs, and to support with different customizations and integrations. These are different technologies which we used when Polarion works, when Polarion connects to other systems, when we create templates. So you can see how many technologies you can use when you use Polarion. It's really flexible system. We know how to do the easy start. We can provide full support. We start with a dedicated server or evaluation server where you can try the template. We train your key people. Then we do some workshops to understand what is needed in your company to improve the processes. Then we can do customizations to adapt to your existing processes, introduction to the team of the new solution, and then all set, you can start working and you can invite many people to use the template. And we provide ongoing support. We work 24/7. Well, not everyone, but we do provide 24/7 support for our customers, for the servers. We have connection via email, phone, ticketing system, Teams, and so on. And we provide different experts, solution architect for Polarion, script development, Java plugin development, process specialist, business analyst, server administrators, and so on. So there are some use cases to show that Polarion is actually a successful solution. One company, it is called Neo. It was using Polarion and achieved 16% improvement in research and development productivity. They have very positive replies. Then we worked in a project with industrial cranes. They also needed functional safety solution, and they were very positive. The client wanted to integrate FMEA and HARA tables into Polarion, and they were non-standard because they are used for industrial solution, and we provided custom solution for them with the training. It took 2 months to develop the project template, to implement workflow, and to connect other tools. So this is almost the last slide. Polarion is very flexible. You can take different components which you find on extension portal or you find them in other templates, and you put these components together and you have your new specific project. So for example, you can take ISO26262 and you can use it together with cybersecurity as a separate projects, or you can merge the projects together. You can add some Kanban, V-model capability, QA, and it's very flexible. And we help companies to solve the problems of real life by connecting different components and providing the solutions. Now we would like you to questions. If you could scan the code. If you could scan the QR code, then there will be questionnaire, and we will get back to you after we receive your answers. You can also ask for demonstration. We can look at the real system together. We can have a workshop where we discuss your needs, and we will tell you what is possible, what is not possible. And you can also sign up for 1-week evaluation on our demo server. So thank you very much. There are different ways how to contact us. As we are running out of time, please send your questions via email, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. So thank you, everyone.